It's a really, really wonderful event. I love being here in Tucson. I love Exact Sciences, and I love the team we work with. I'm so impressed by them as an organization and their values. And so this is the third time I've come to the Cologuard Classic. I'm not a big golfer, but I met with almost, I guess, 300 colon cancer advocates who are working all across the country to bring attention to the second leading cancer killer of men and women combined, and to make sure people know that it is a highly preventive but least prevented disease, and people just need to get screened. So March is a great time for me to be the nagging fishwife and remind people that they need to get screened for colorectal cancer. Well, I always tell people getting screened for colon cancer may not be at the top of their to-do list, and they may feel nervous or anxious, but when you compare it to being diagnosed with colorectal cancer, there's just no comparison at all. And it is a relatively easy process, and it can save you miles of heartache. And so I always say, just do it, like the Nike commercial says, and get it done, and know that that's something you can cross off your list and not worry about. And colon cancer is very unique in that it can be detected early and eradicated completely. If you find a precancerous or even a cancerous polyp and it hasn't penetrated the colon wall and entered the lymph nodes, you can be completely cured of the disease. Yeah. So it's one of those things where your fate is in your hands if you take advantage of screening. Well, obviously, I think about him often. I see him and my daughters on a constant basis. Mm-hmm. We named Ellie's son, Jay, after her dad and my late husband, and that was really meaningful. So now every time I see baby Jay, I think of my Jay and Ellie and Carrie's Jay. And, he's really a presence in our lives. And when Ellie gets married or has a baby, or Carrie is going to get her PhD this fall, I always think of how proud he would be of them. I think I had an idea, I was pulling for Katie. We didn't know whether she was having a boy or a girl. I'm kidding. I don't think she was going to name a girl Katie, but there's always, a girl can dream. But I think she was thinking of Jay, but it was a surprise. And his name is John Albert after Mark's grandfather, and Jay after Ellie's dad. So it was really it's very meaningful and special name. And he's super cute, obviously. I hope I'm doing a good job as a grandma. They live in Los Angeles, so we rented a house for 6 weeks so I can spend time with him. So I'm hoping he can get to know me a little bit better, because we're still in New York, and that's unfortunately far away. I thank God for FaceTime. Yeah. Because he sees me a lot on FaceTime, whether he's taking a bath or playing with his toys. And he's great. And Ellie is a spectacular mom. It's really rewarding, I think, to see your child become a parent. Yeah. And she's a great parent, a great mom. She really loves it. She's a working mom, so she's learning the art of balancing work with taking care of a baby. She's a TV writer, and she had to go to Toronto for her show for a number of weeks, and I know that was hard. But she's doing really well, and she's got Jay has a very involved father in Mark. And so it's really wonderful to see this new family taking shape. I love it. I don't quite know what he's saying at this point, but I'm hoping that Go-Go, which is my grandmother name, will be one of the first things out of his mouth after after Mama and Dada. I think Dada is easier to say, so usually they go with Dada. But I have to say, I think Go-Go should be a pretty easy thing for him to say. I think I tell Ellie how important quality time is over quantity time, and that you need to really be present and focused. I think phones make it sometimes difficult for parents to be totally attentive with their kids. I always say, put it in one of those locked pouches or put it in a drawer, because I think that sends a tough message to kids that you love your phone more than you love them. And you should just tell them your phone is a close second. I'm kidding. You know, I think she's, learning that it's hard that sometimes you miss your child when you're working, and sometimes when you're with your child, you think you should be working more. And it's kind of that constant struggle. But I told Ellie that for whatever reason, I was really not born with the guilt gene, and that she shouldn't worry much, that she and Carrie turned out all right. And I was a very hardworking mom, and I traveled some, and I think I was a good role model for them. I hope I was.
I think so.
And that, there's nothing wrong with a parent also satisfying their own needs at times. And that if you focus so singularly on your children and live vicariously through them, I think it's not particularly healthy for you or them.